Follow your passion.
Do what you're good at.
Find your thing and stick to it. This is what all the teachers and adults tell us on a daily basis.
But you know what?
Screw that. Hello everyone, this is Amy
And Sowon, standing here as student speakers, but most importantly, multipotentialites.
Before we jump into the definitions and all the stories behind it, let us begin with a short anecdote of our own. For 17 years of our lives, choosing has always been the most hardest thing to do. From picking the menu for lunch to selecting 6 subjects for DP, life was hard thanks to this lovely indecisiveness that we were born with. And the pressure of making decision is reaching its peak now that we are in year 11, a quarter off the way through the journey of notorious Ivy diploma.
Choosing the top 10 universities out of at least 5,000 universities out there, choosing one major out of more than 150 courses, and choosing one passion to focus on for life. I mean, we literally had to spend 6 months choosing 6 subjects out of 15. How are we supposed to choose one out of all of these options, right?
But regardless of the fact that we were to make a decision, which wasn't and still isn't our thing, by the way, the most discouraging fact about this process of so-called finding your dream was the fact that everyone seemed to be so sure about their decisions and their choices that they made for these issues. It seemed like we were the only ones to be lost in this maze of choosing. Surprisingly, this all changed when this YouTube video first appeared on the algorithm. The title said, "Why Some of Us Don't Have One True Calling." Wow, the instant connection that we felt. And without hesitation, we clicked on this 12-minute long video, not knowing what big of an impact that it would bring to our lives and change them forever.
The True Calling video was where we came across the term multipotentialites, being the term for people who have a range of passions and interests, the ones who display aptitudes across multiple disciplines. Multipotentialites have so many things that they're good at, interested in, and like doing. So basically, people like us too. Now, some of you must be wondering then, why do multipotentialites have problems living in the society with their endless potential? Yes, it does sound compelling, isn't it? But in real life, being a multipotentialite can actually be the pain in the ass, especially as a Korean student who's living under an immense pressure of success. Take us as an example. Both Amy and I were never bad at something. In fact, we were always the ones who were just overall fine with everything we do. We didn't even think of choosing what we would have to do for life because, quite frankly, we were just okay with everything we do. We were just fine with anything that was given to us.
And then year 11 struck us, like hard. Questions that we never had to think about was thrown into our faces with a bunch of papers to write down our answers to. And with the real serious university counseling sessions going on, the strike of panic came and the loop of panic and anxiety started rolling. Now that we think about it, maybe we've just been unconsciously avoiding these questions because we didn't want to go through the pain of choosing. Maybe the strike of panic was just a matter of time, but regardless, we were broken into pieces, and quite frankly, still in the process of recovering. Let us be more specific. So, I found out that giving up on any of my beloved subjects, science, math, art, music, English, and history, was just impossible. Every time I tried to choose one subject that has the best outlook for the future, my heart just refused to listen. Computer science, let's say, take for an example, a science major with an amazing future outlook lasted about 3 weeks. Psychology, humanities/natural science subject that offers so many numerous options after graduation lasted barely a week. And after several similar trials exploring numerous fields, I was officially done. Nothing seemed like a fit for me, and I felt just like a loser, a loner.
For me, however, it was slightly different from her story. The past 17 years in my life in Korea, I've confined in a society where certain subjects, most commonly math and science, are more acknowledged and valued for the ideal wealthy and stable life. With me being a multipotentialite and getting pretty good grades from most of my subjects, no one ever asked me what I truly wanted to do. Even myself refused to introspect my passions and interests, feeling scared for making decisions that I would regret in the future. The feeling of uncertainty led to a stronger perfectionism and self-sabotaging. Although I was academically improving, I was never satisfied with my work and indeed felt empty inside. Seeing myself emotionlessly smiling, nodding, and saying yes to all of those expectations and requests from my tutor, I desired to break the walls that traps me in these so-called safe and stable fields, but never had the courage to do so.
We were hopeless, helpless, and mostly so stressed out. Starting from the basic self-hatred question, why am I like this, was then followed by questions after questions. So why can't I just have one thing that I'm really good at? What if I never find my true passion? What is my true passion anyways? And ultimately, coming back to the very, very starting point of this whole dilemma. Who the hell am I? I'm not kidding when I say we both were having a full-on mental breakdown. We had no more motivation, no more interests, no more productiveness, insanely procrastinated every single day, which followed by guilt and stress, and all our sparkling interests and pure imagination that we had were nowhere to be seen. This vicious cycle was just toxic.
But you know what the most ironic part is? The most ironic part is that as much as we suffered from this mental breakdown, it also worked as a catalyst. The catalyst that put fire in our recklessness and spontaneousness. Our biggest lifetime crisis was ironically the ultimate solution for us, for multipotentialites who hesitate to make decisions on a daily basis.
Now, we are yet still to know what this new solution would bring to our lives. After all, we're still 18 and we have so many more experiences to go through. However, the key lesson that we took from this big identity crisis was that at the end of the day, we gotta accept this indecisiveness within us. We should accept who we are as multipotentialites. We are not wrong, we are not lost, we're just different, we are special and full of potential than anybody else in this whole world, because that's what all multipotentialites are like.
And this is where creativity emerges. A common trait that multipotentialites share is having a strong passion and curiosity on a wide range of topics. Sitting with a huge mass filled with experiences, thoughts, knowledge, and ideas across multiple disciplines, I've realized that my creative pursuit develops as I make connections between all those pieces of experiences I had as a multipotentialite. Yes, this was and still is definitely a painful process, but this is what makes me a unique and distinctive collaborator who can generate ideas that nobody else can think of. Realizing the power of mess the moment that enlightened my soul and instantly changed the way I perceive my imperfection.
This is a message that no other people but as multipotentialites could ever convey. Because this is not only about your future university, not only about your future job, or your future life that you are half forced to plan in school. This is about this present moment and the potential that lies beneath you. The real you that you should be proud of. So it's okay to be anxious and stressed because that is part of your journey to find who you truly are. And you are not alone here. We are obviously standing here as multipotentialites to support you, and not only us, from all around the world, there are tens of thousands of multipotentialites that are leading the world in their own place, in their own way.
So, don't be afraid to be reckless. Don't be afraid to be a bad decision maker. Reject the pressure to shatter complexities and fit ourselves into a narrow mold because life for us isn't just about one thing. Thank you.